thank you, Stephanie. And yes, all 138 million is in there, so excited. A very good morning, everybody. And let me thank my fellow elected officials that are here as well. First, thank you, Congressman, for leading and for getting people to yes. Thank you to your successor, who's a joy to serve with the City Council, Nuri Martinez, who continues to make sure that people focus not just citywide, but Valley specifically, whether it's on sex trafficking that happens on our boulevard, or whether it's homeless individuals that are on our streets. And thank you, Zev, too, for the leadership that you displayed as a supervisor, succeeded by the incredible Sheila Kuehl, who is another joy to serve with. If you haven't seen her video on the Expo line, take the Expo line and see the video. Let me also give a shout out to the former controller and former councilwoman in the 2nd District, Wendy Gruhl, who I appointed as a Homeless Services Authority. All the way back to Tom Bradley. Look, we're getting to the point where you're going to hear me quote myself, quoting Zev, quoting Winston Churchill, who said everything that needs to be said has been said, but it hasn't been said by everybody. So here we are. But let me just say two simple things. I think this crisis demands us to ask two questions. What will we demand of government, and what will we demand of ourselves? What will we demand that government do to address a problem that is very easy to point fingers elsewhere at? Because for everybody who says it's a city problem, we can say, no, it's a county problem. Everybody who says it's a county problem, they can say, no, it's a city problem. Everybody who says this is about mental health, they can say, no, this is about housing. Everybody who says it's about housing, can say this is about the foster care system. Everybody who points out the foster care system, they can say, no, it's the criminal justice system. Everybody who says the criminal justice system, you can say, no, this is really about wages. Everybody says about wages, you can say, no, this is about the housing crisis. And guess what? We're all right. It is about all of those things. And so it's easy in government when things get complicated to say, well, I'll slice a little piece off and I'll show you how I'm addressing this problem by taking care of a little thing. Aren't I successful right there? Low-hanging fruit or a new initiative or pilot or whatever it is. And say, look, I care. When in reality, the problem doesn't get any better. So the demand that you should make and that you have made, and I don't require any thanks though, I appreciate it, because it is the job of each one of us who's elected to respond to what people demand of us, is to do something about this problem that isn't something that helps just for a month, that doesn't just help some, but that comprehensively for many years actually pushes this boulder backwards. This boulder that's crushing us. It's crushing our soul, it's crushing our city. In this moment, which should be the best of times, when unemployment has fallen more than half. We have more jobs today than ever in our city's history for the first time since the LA riots. We have record tourism, we have record freight coming through our port. We're the tech jobs capital, we have more solar power up, we're the arts capital, we could brag about all of these things. But we're also the homeless capital. And when people come here, as impressed as they are about the new Broad Museum, or about NoHo's resurgence, we're able to go and see the Expo line, they also see homeless people. When we signed that budget today, there were 3 people on our lawn at City Hall. And so you should continue to demand of government, not just that we go to a new level. 138 million is a tenfold increase since I've been mayor, but it's still not enough, and you should demand more. But you should also ask yourselves, what will we demand of ourselves? Will we do what the Ermis family has done, and this board has done, by stepping forward and saying, in our time and our treasurer, we'll put money forward, and in case you didn't hear, there's still a $2 million matching fund, so even $10 becomes 20 today. You can get me for your fundraiser again if you want. 20 becomes 40, I can do this math forever. 100 becomes 200. Will we, as individuals, give our time? Right now, if you're looking for a way to get directly involved, and I think I'm preaching to the converted here, but you know people who have come to you and saying, what can I do? This month, Elisa Orduna, who is my homeless services coordinator right here, doing an extraordinary job. We are doing 100 house parties in the city of Los Angeles to get people together in their communities to talk about homelessness, to understand it, and ask what they can do. And then connect with 100 individuals or families that are moving in this month to permanent housing so they can make welcome baskets, things that they need. Maybe buy them a mattress if their housing voucher doesn't cover that. Become connected not to a statistic, but to a person or a family that can humanize the people that are homeless, because there are not homeless people, there are people that are homeless in our city. We should demand of ourselves that we, through our churches and our synagogues, ask, well, do we really need that parking lot just to park cars, or could we park the cars under a building? That this city could build permanent supportive housing like this over. Can we look at what we can do in our neighborhood for when that meeting happens that Congressman Cardenas mentioned, that we come out as a voice saying, actually, yes, please put this in my backyard. I'll tell you the concerns that I need, the good architecture I'd like to see, the safety I want to ensure that's there, but yes, bring this to my neighborhood so I don't have to see these people on the streets. The choice isn't between whether people are going to come to your neighborhood or not, it's whether they can stay on the streets in your neighborhood or get into housing. And LA family housing is the gold standard. I say this after many, many years of looking throughout the city, of visiting extraordinary groups, and there's others that are right there at the edge with them. But the ones that combine what we are building throughout the city, navigation centers, where you can come off the street that night, or whether you can find all the way to something that's going to be permanent, where you can get the health care, the counseling, the camaraderie that you need in order to find a way. Homelessness ends when we demand a lot of government, when we demand a lot of ourselves, and we demand that the models that work like this are funded. I'm proud the City of Los Angeles is here to be a part of that. Thank you for the 2 council members who have ensured that that funding be in place. And let's continue making this. Our commitment is 50 new units here. Together with philanthropy, together with the county, our goal is to get to 1,000 units a year from supportive housing. So fasten your seatbelts. We're going to need you to build more. And congratulations on that.